consideration and subsequent approval of the fourth basis for revenue allocation among the county governments. This formula provided the framework for equitable distribution of nationally raised revenue and ensured that no county suffered a reduction in its allocation for subsequent allocations from the third basis. The fourth basis will be in force from financial year 2025-2026 to 2029-2030. Furthermore, the standing committees considered and concluded on 17 petitions and 1,026 statements, while 20 cabinet secretaries appeared before the Senate and responded to 93 questions. While this represents commendable progress, we must continue to build on these gains by maintaining the same level of diligence and commitment in the fifth session. I urge the offices of Senate majority and minority leaders to engage the National Assembly leadership with a view to expedite consideration of all the said bills by the National Assembly. As honorable senators are aware, in accordance with parliamentary practice, motions that were not concluded by the end of the fourth session have lapsed. In view of this, senators wishing to pursue motions will have to file them afresh. Similarly, questions that have not been responded to by the end of the fourth session also lapsed, and senators wishing to pursue them will be required to file the questions afresh. Honorable senators, with respect to engagements with devolution stakeholders, the Senate participated in the biannual devolution conference held from 12th to 15th August 2025 in Homa Bay County. The participation of the Senate in this event reaffirmed the central role that the devolved governance structures play in expanding opportunities across the country and the need to enhance openness and accountability in the management of public affairs. In addition, the Senate also held its sittings in Busia County from 6th to 10th October. In line with Article 126(1) of the Constitution, Senate Mashinani, this event enhanced visibility, public engagement, and appreciation of the Senate's work at the grassroots level. The Senate Mashinani program continues to demonstrate that every part of our country deserves equal attention and opportunity by development. By engaging directly with the local leadership and communities, the Senate gains invaluable insights into the unique challenges and aspirations of the people. The lessons drawn from these engagements continue to shape the approach of the Senate in fulfilling its constitutional mandate. It is therefore imperative for the Senate to reflect on the outcomes of the aforesaid events, with a view to finding sustainable solutions to the challenges observed. In particular, I urge the relevant committees to follow up and ensure the full implementation of the resolutions passed pursuant to Standing Order number 228. Allow me, honorable senators, to take this opportunity to commend you for the tremendous work you did during the fourth session. We should now prepare ourselves for an intensive session ahead as we anticipate an increased workload with the approaching conclusion of the parliamentary term. Honorable senators, looking ahead and in accordance with Section 25 of the Public Finance Management Act, Parliament will shortly receive and consider the Budget Policy Statement 2026 and thereafter the Division of Revenue and County Allocation of Revenue Bills. This phase of budget cycle calls for critical interrogation of the said financial instruments to ensure that the resources are allocated equitably for the performance of national and county government functions. Other legislative business before the Senate include 64 bills, of which 18 are at the committee 42 are at the second reading, and 4 are awaiting first reading. 19 petitions are pending before the standing committees. The Senate will consider the reports thereon. 452 statements are also pending before standing committees. Honorable Senators, from the foregoing, you will appreciate that the 5th session begins with a heavy agenda. This requires that we individually and collectively redouble our efforts, whether in plenary or in committees, to conclude the business expeditiously. My office, together with the Senate leadership and the Secretariat, remain at your disposal to facilitate you in the effective discharge of your duties. Finally, as honorable senators have noted, the only business in today's order paper is the approval of senators to serve in the Senate Business Committee. In the event that the motion is approved, the newly constituted Senate Committee will meet at the rise of the Senate in Committee Room 4 to deliberate on and schedule the business for the rest of the week. I thank you and wish you a fruitful session. Honorable Senators, you may proceed to your seats.
Senator for Kilifi, kindly take a seat. Now, honorable senators, you will recall that the clerk, via a letter dated the 4th of February, 2026, addressed to all senators and copied to the Speaker, notify the senators of the installation of the new multimedia digital Congress system to manage the various aspects of the Senate proceedings in plenary. The installation was undertaken in the course of the long recess and is currently at the final configuration stage. Once fully configured, the system is expected to address the issues that persisted with the previous outdated systems. Now, honorable senators, you may have observed that the new system incorporates built-in fingerprint scanners on the delegate units to facilitate biometric authentication. This offers a more secure and convenient sign-in mode than the keycard that was previously in use. In addition to facilitating sign-in, biometric authentication will be used to generate attendance reports. You will therefore be required to sign in whenever you are present for your attendance to be recorded. For avoidance of doubt, should you attend a sitting and not sign in to the system, you will be marked absent. The Secretariat has made the necessary arrangements for registration of fingerprints after this sitting and for the remainder of this week to enable all senators to register before the default sign-in mode is set to biometrics on Tuesday, 17th of February 2026. In the meantime, keycards have been configured to enable sign-in. Now, honorable senators, in terms of basic operation of the system, several senators were earlier today taken through the user interface of the delegates units. Allow me to highlight the specific functionality relating to microphone control. Any senator wishing to speak to a matter may press the physical speaking button located on the right-hand side of the delegate unit, or the corresponding digital icon appearing at the bottom center of the touchscreen interface. Now, honorable senators, you may have noticed that the system as presently configured only incorporates the above speaking buttons and not an intervention button or icon. This issue will be resolved upon final configuration of the system. In the meantime, and for purposes of orderliness, I request that any senator wishing to rise on a point of order to draw my attention by raising their hand. The senator will thereafter be accorded the opportunity to speak in accordance with the provisions of our standing orders. I thank you. Next order, clerk.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Order number 6, notices of motion.
The Senate Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that pursuant to Standing Order number 190 and 199.3 of the Senate approves the following senators nominated to serve in the Senate Business Committee for the 5th session, in addition to the Speaker of the Senate, who pursuant to Standing Order number 191 shall be the chairperson of the committee, the Senate Majority Leader, the Senate Minority Leader, the Senate Majority Whip, and the Senate Minority Whip. Senator Ali Roba, Senator Fatuma Dulo, Senator Wakili Sigei, Senator Mohamed Mwinyi Haji, Senator Veronica Maina, Senator Shakila Abdallah, and Senator Crystal Asige. I thank you.
Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements. Order number 8, motion, approval of senators to serve in the Senate Business Committee.
The Senate Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move this motion, which is the approval of senators to now serve in the Senate Business Committee. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 190 and 199.3, the Senate approves the following senators nominated to serve in the Senate Business Committee for the 5th session, in addition to the Speaker of the Senate, who pursuant to Standing Order number 191 shall be the chairperson of the committee, the Senate Majority Leader, the Senate Minority Leader, the Senate Majority Whip, and the Senate Minority Whip. 1, Senator Ali Roba. 2, Senator Fatuma Dulo. 3, Senator Wakili Hilary Sigei. 4, Senator Mohamed Mwinyi Haji Faki. 5, Senator Veronica Maina. 6, Senator Shakila Abdallah. 7, Senator Crystal Asige. Mr. Speaker, this is a rather routine exercise. At the beginning of each session, we nominate our colleagues to serve in the Senate Business Committee, the committee that schedules business to be prosecuted before this House, Mr. Speaker. And I know this is actually specifically the only order of business today, as that very team, should our colleagues approve it this afternoon, Mr. Speaker, will have to retreat and then draw up business for the remainder of the session beginning today. But Mr. Speaker, allow me, while doing that, to I join you in welcoming colleagues who've come back re-energized and invigorated, ready to take on the responsibilities given to us. Second thing, Mr. Speaker, is to give my feedback on this system. While the tablets look very impressive, Mr. Speaker, I must register concern on the quality of the sound, Mr. Speaker. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I find the sound to be of a poor quality than what we previously had, Mr. Speaker. And the pictures also, Mr. Speaker, they look very, yeah, Mr. Speaker, I know I am dark, but but I had improved, Mr. Speaker. Life has been very fair, but now this is a different color. In fact, I cannot recognize Senator Wakoli, Mr. Speaker. I'm only seeing a bald head on top of a black thing, Mr. Speaker. So something also needs to be done on the quality of cameras that we are using, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, those are my quick comments on this matter. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, is to comment on a topical issue arising from a presser that I watched yesterday from Mombasa, where certain individuals arrogated themselves the responsibility of this House, which is a constitutional duty to summon any public servant, anybody who interacts with public funds, Mr. Speaker. We can summon them to this House at any time, at any period, day or night, Mr. Speaker, in the pursuit of justice for the people of this republic, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, I was taken aback listening to that presser. And in that presser, Mr. Speaker, there were members even who have served in this House and they know the procedures of this House. If you have a particular complaint about any individual, a particular committee, Mr. Speaker, there are procedures laid down, but you cannot be addressed from hotels in Mombasa, Mr. Speaker, by people who are purporting to be excellencies, yet there is nothing excellent in their conduct, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I take great exception to being a member of the House that is now being castigated in public without, Mr. Speaker, due procedures being followed. What is the difference between what the Council of Governors is doing and the generalized accusations that are made about public servants in this country? I believe, Mr. Speaker, that if those governors had legitimate and valid concerns, Mr. Speaker, about any procedural issue in this House, Mr. Speaker, they know the right channel. They would have written to you, they would have written to other agencies, Mr. Speaker, but to issue threats of non-appearance, Mr. Speaker, that one is completely unacceptable, Mr. Speaker. In fact, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge any committee that was scheduled to interact with any governor on matters involving public funds, Mr. Speaker, to proceed with full speed, so that if they are in violation and they fail to appear, the law follows its course, Mr. Speaker. We have since amended the law, and we know what needs to happen when people don't honor summons of this House, Mr. Speaker. I don't want to speak for too long on that issue, but I felt, Mr. Speaker, that it was rather unfortunate. In fact, I've watched a clip of you, Mr. Speaker, this morning, and you've said something quite profound, that if as a governor you know there is nothing that you have done, Mr. Speaker, why are you accepting to be extorted, Mr. Speaker? If you know that you're clean, your interactions with public funds have been nothing other than what is expected of you as a county administrator, Mr. Speaker, then you just appear in the House and answer to questions. You don't need to lecture us and give us long stories. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move and request the leader of minority, Senator Justice Retired Stewart Mazayo, to second this motion. I thank you.
Asante mstahiki Spika. Mstahiki Spika, kwanza nataka kuunga mkono yote yaliyosemwa na kiongozi wa walio wengi. Mheshimiwa Spika, jambo la kwanza nataka kuchukua nafasi hii kuweza kuwakaribisha ndugu zangu wote waliokuwa katika likizo ndefu ya Krismasi na hata mwaka mpya na Januari yote katika shughuli zao za useneta katika nyumba hii yetu. Bwana Spika, cha kwanza ni kwamba ni jambo ambalo ni la kusikitisha kuona ya kwamba magavana ambao wako Kilifi hivi sasa, kaunti ambao mimi nimetoka na ni kaunti ambao vile vile wengine wetu tunaijua vilivyo. Hivi karibuni ikitajwa Kilifi katika Kenya, watu wanaanza kufikiria mambo mengine ambayo pengine hayaonyeshi sura nzuri, na mojawapo ni hii ya hawa magavana ambao walikuwa huko katika kongamano lao. Bwana Spika, waliosema hayaambatani na vile ambavyo tunawaheshimu kama magavana wetu ambao wanaongoza katika hii kaunti zote 47. Bwana Spika, cha kwanza kusema kwamba wao kuna watu ama kuna maseneta fulani ambao wanawaitisha pesa, kwanza tunataka kukemea vikali ya kwamba sisi sote tukiwa hapa kama maseneta tuko na imani na komiti zote ambazo ziko ndani ya bunge la Senate. Hizo ni komiti ambazo tumezichagua, na hawawezi wao kama magavana kutuchagulia ni nani ataketi kwa komiti gani, ni nani atakana kuwaita watu fulani kuingia ndani ya bunge la Senate ama kuja mbele ya kamati ya Senate ili waweze kujibu maswali. Nakumbuka Bwana Spika, ni kama ukiwa kotini alafu unamwambia hakimu, mimi sitaki wewe uwe hakimu, nataka hakimu mwingine, lazima useme sababu. Na vile vile ukisema kwamba humtaki shahidi fulani, unataka shahidi fulani, ni kama hapa kuchagua kwamba simtaki seneta fulani aketi mahali fulani ama awe katika kamati fulani alafu aingie seneta mwingine. Hiyo ni jambo la kusikitisha sana kwa wale magavana kuchukua hatua kama hiyo. Kwa hiyo ni kitendo ambacho tunakikemea zaidi. Bwana Spika, vile vile la kumalizia ni kwamba kwa msimu huu kutakuwa na kazi nyingi, na mimi nataka kuwatakia kila laheri maseneta wote ambao wamefika na wale ambao watafika katika juhudi zao na kazi zao. Asante Bwana Spika.
Senator Mofaya, just take your seat, please. Take your seat. Now, honorable senators, I will now proceed to propose the question that pursuant to Standing Orders 190 and 199.3, the Senate approves the following senators nominated to serve in the Senate Business Committee for the 5th session, in addition to the Speaker of the Senate, who pursuant to Standing Order 191 shall be the chairperson of the committee, the Senate Majority Leader, the Senate Minority Leader, the Senate Majority Whip, and the Senate Minority Whip. 1. Senator Ali Roba Ibrahim, EGH MP. Senator Fatuma Adan Dulo, CBS MP. Senator Wakili Hilary Kiprotich Sigei, CBS MP. Senator Mohamed Munyihaji Faki, CBS MP. Senator Veronica Maina, CBS MP. Senator Shakila Abdallah Mohamed, MP. Senator Crystal Kegehi Asige, MP. Now, honorable senators, this is a procedural motion. We need not spend a lot of time on it debating on the names of your colleagues. With your concurrence, I may proceed to put the question. Now, honorable senators, I know. I will allow comments on this motion. On this motion. Honorable senators, comments on this motion. So, and if you try to be clever to circumvent that advice, I will rule you out of order. So I will allow maybe 4 from the minority side and 4 from the majority side, each speaking for not more than 3 minutes. Senator Fernandez.
Thank you, Chair. One, I want to congratulate colleagues who have been elected to Senate Business Committee, Mr. Speaker, and appreciate that they have a heavy duty. Mr. Speaker, considering this is the final fifth session, second final fifth session before we go to the general elections, I want to appeal to them that in future, as the Senate Business Committee, to ensure the fast track that we settle in as soon as practicably possible. Chair, Speaker, we want the chamber to be reconfigured properly, Chair, in terms of sound, and ensure that the effectiveness and running of the House is kept, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the SBC also should find out for us why is it that we are on recess. Demolitions and repairs must always happen. Finally, Chair, on the SBC, I want to appeal to the Senate Business Committee. Under Article 125, 124 of the Constitution, the reconstitution of committees, the invitation of witnesses before the Senate, Mr. Speaker, must and should follow the Constitution. What we are saying is the Senate Business Committee must assist us in rescheduling some of these reports, in ensuring that they compliance in attendance of committee meetings, Mr. Speaker, so that we can ensure, because, Mr. Speaker, whenever we are outside there, many people question what is the role of the Senate? What is the Senate doing? Our greatest business, Mr. Speaker, and my colleague senators, is to ensure all the funds and resources that we devolve to our counties should and must be accounted for. It is not a favor, it is not a privilege, Mr. Speaker, it is a constitutional obligation, Mr. Speaker. And anybody who does not want to account for public money, they should resign from offices, Mr. Speaker. It is not a favor that we are, and Mr. Speaker, it is a clear violation of Chapter 6 and Article 10 on national values and principles of good governance. Any money that you've given, especially to the governors, Mr. Speaker, they must and should be accounted. In fact, Mr. Speaker, I want to assure them we will go harder and harder as we demand for each and every shilling. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for taking the lead. I watched your speech today as you condoled with Senator Mandago. And you said, what is it that to come and account? If we gave you 10 shillings, what is it that? Mr. Speaker, I've seen also your statement, and I must celebrate you for providing leadership when this country needs, Mr. Speaker. We will not, and I want to confirm before the floor of the House and request you, Speaker, we will not sit with anybody, including Council of Governors who have done to professional gossip. We will not. We will only sit and discuss, Mr. Speaker, on how we can ensure that devolution works. We push for increment of 450 billion. We ensure that those functions that have been clawed back are devolved.
For Nairobi County.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. First, I want to support the committee, the names that have been proposed to join the House Business Committee. It is a committee that I have served on. I served on that committee for 2 sessions, and I know the critical role that it plays in scheduling business for this House. Honorable Speaker, the reason why we wanted you to allow us brief comments is so that the country knows how committees of this House are constituted. The committees of this House are put together by the House itself, not by busybodies sitting somewhere and saying Sifuna cannot be a member of the House Business Committee. Honorable Speaker, that mandate is securely the mandate of this House to determine which committees sits, who sits on which committees. I was taken aghast, Honorable Speaker, just like the majority leader and the others, to hear an entity that has no affiliation at all with the Senate. We are not an appendage of the Council of Governors, suggesting that we should reconstitute some of our committees. Honorable Speaker, I want to give this House background of all this drama that you are hearing. Honorable Speaker, we have a deadline of 31st of March as the Public Accounts Committee to consider all reports. We went to the extent of using resources for this House to publish a list and an invitation to all the county entities to come and appear before us so that they can account for the money that we gave them. Honorable Speaker, when people come before that committee, they are expected to be asked questions and they have to have the right answers. Would you believe it, Honorable Speaker? A county entity comes to the Senate Public Accounts Committee and tells us that the money we have given them for building industrial parks, somebody took 10 million from that kitty and went and held a border event. Then they say we are embarrassing them. Honorable Speaker, Bungoma County came to the Senate Public Accounts Committee and told us that there was somebody who took 4 million shillings to finance our Christmas tree lighting. Speaker, and we are expected to just paper over such issues. Another one came and told us they spent 5 million shillings in Vihiga County for house warming after for the speaker's house. And then they come and complain and say that we are embarrassing them, that we are harassing them. Honorable Speaker, we have had governors who have appeared before our committees, and they have shown up with respect. Nyandarua governor came to the committee the other day, and he said he had an engagement at 12. We released him early. We did so. Honorable Speaker, the governor of Narok was before us today. He has come with very meticulous paperwork. You can follow annexures. He tells you this is where that annexure is. These are the photos. Some people come to that committee, they don't even know their own documents. They run away from their documents. The governor of Tharaka Nithi brought documents to us, and when he was asked to read those documents, he said he had left his glasses at home and he could not read the documents because he was embarrassed. His own documents are embarrassing. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you, and I want to thank the chair of the Public Accounts Committee for standing firm. And I have made this call this morning. Honorable Speaker, I have trust in all the 67 members of this House to...
2 minutes, Honorable Senator.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Just to wind up, all of us who are elected to this House have a responsibility to defend devolution in the counties. We all took the same oath. Even if you pick another set of senators, there is no senator here who will ignore you spending 4 million shillings on Christmas trees. It is not possible. If you go and raid a KIPES account, we want this county industrial aggregation parks to be built. Honorable Speaker, we give money for that. There is no senator here who can hear that you have raided a KIPES account to go and celebrate with border borders and then keep quiet. So I want to invite them. In fact, they should send us the names of the people they want to be on that committee, so that we see if there will be any difference, because your papers, your documents, what you are doing in the counties with public money is what is causing this embarrassment. It is not us. So therefore, Chair, I want to end there and to thank you and to thank the Chair of the Public Accounts Committee, to thank the leadership of the Senate who came to our meeting this morning to reaffirm the confidence that they have in that committee. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's a privilege that we've come back a full house, and we want to thank God. Mr. Speaker, I'm supporting this motion, knowing that the colleagues who are there are up to it. But allow me, Mr. Speaker, through you to request them, under your leadership, to expedite the people's agenda in that House Business Committee. I've been at home for 2 months, Mr. Speaker, non-stop. And every morning, Mr. Speaker, my compound is full of school children who passed exams and they can't go to school because they have no money. Mr. Speaker, that is a serious people's agenda, and when challenged, the ministry has told the country that almost 500,000 children are not accounted for. Mr. Speaker, we cannot be proud of this country if us as leadership, we are not ensuring that our children are not progressing in school. That a statement was made from a responsible office, Mr. Speaker, that people should take their children to school even with the old uniform of the primary school or civilian uniform, is to assume that the only reason why they are not going to school is uniform. They're not going to school because they don't have money, Mr. Speaker. They don't go to school, Mr. Speaker, because they don't have books. They don't go to school, Mr. Speaker, for many reasons. We have to think about children of parents like what your parents were before you became who you are. We are messing our country. Mr. Speaker, while at home also, we were visited by a specter, Mr. Speaker, in quiet villages where there are no tear gases, where there are no police land cruisers. We were visited and shootings were taking place because they want to internally displace the people of Ikolomani because we sit on gold, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, they have gone further. They are proposing to construct a GSU camp in Ikolomani. I beg the government, you are now setting up the country for instability because of gold mining in Kakamega. The gold in Kakamega is several times more worth in terms of return than the oil in Turkana. The oil in Turkana will bring 142 billion shillings, but the gold in Ikolomani has been reported to be 685 billion shillings.
Senator Boni, your time is up. I know we have come from a very long recess and we may be rusty. The rule on relevance. If you had your colleagues, they were addressing the motion as drafted. Your contribution, 90% of it, is irrelevant to this motion. So I don't think I need to give you an extra minute. Senator Wambua.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also want to join you and the leadership of the House, the majority and the minority, to welcome our colleagues back after a long recess and thank God for good health and for the gift of life. As Speaker, I am in support of the motion to establish the Senate House Business Committee. And Mr. Speaker, as has been said by my colleagues, it is my expectation, legitimately so, that this committee shall give priority to matters that affect the common mwananchi, the ordinary citizen. Mr. Speaker, one of the greatest businesses of the House is to prioritize our business, to ensure that there is business on the floor. Mr. Speaker, before this committee is set up, there is already a threat to the functions of the committee. An amorphous body that is alien to the Senate is proposing to potential persons that are supposed to appear before committees of Parliament and telling them not to appear before the Senate. Mr. Speaker, I want to go on record with my colleagues and say that the Council of Governors does not, and I repeat, does not appear before the Senate oversight committees. It is individual governors who appear. Accountability, Mr. Speaker, is personal. It's not corporate. Mr. Speaker, I'm very surprised, and I thought the SG of ODM was going to put his member to order, because I know the chair of that council is a member of ODM. I thought the SG was going to put his member to order, that he cannot be so rough and demonstrate such levels of impunity as to incite his colleagues to subvert and suspend the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the appearance of governors before Senate oversight committees is a constitutional requirement. There is a constitutional deadline to it. By 31st of March every year, the PAC and P committees must have considered the reports of the Auditor General for every county. Mr. Speaker, I must take this opportunity to thank the Governor of Narok and the Governor of Kitui.
1 minute.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the governor of Kitui and the governor of Narok, that even in the presence of that illegitimate directive from the Council of Governors, they understood and they should understand that accountability is personal, and they appeared before the Senate Public Accounts Committee for the Narok governor and the Senate Public Investments Committee for the governor of Kitui, and responded to audit queries. So, Speaker, that is the way it should be, and any governor that has been asked, invited to appear before the Senate Oversight Committees and decides not to appear because the Council of Governors has issued that directive, Mr. Speaker, that governor will carry their own cross. Last, Mr. Speaker, as a leader of this House, together with you and other leaders,
Senator Mungatana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to talk to this motion. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I wish to support the names of our colleagues who are going to serve in the Senate House Business Committee. I believe that they will deliver on the mandate that we have bestowed upon them. Mr. Speaker, the first issue I wanted to bring to your attention is that the machines that are here are not working well. I have been forced to move from where I am to another place. Let the House Business Committee and relevant committees look at it again. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, the House Business Committee that we are constituting today must find a way in which we can deal with these corrupt governors. Mr. Speaker, corruption is fighting back. It's fighting back. And these people who are talking like they are talking now, they are hiding corruption. Mr. Speaker, how do you explain a person who does not own a company, does not produce agriculture, does not own even a factory? He's a millionaire. He's a billionaire. And they just became rich when they became governors in this country. Mr. Speaker, I want to use the floor of this House to tell EACC, you have let us down. These people are always reported by the Public Accounts Committee of the Senate. Reports are brought to you, and we see these people walking free. Like they've gotten so much confidence, Mr. Speaker, that they are laughing at us. Mr. Speaker, EACC needs to start asserting itself. DCI needs to start dealing with these corrupt governors. Mr. Speaker, if we don't deal with them, they will subvert this constitution, Mr. Speaker. They will bring this country down. It's not even the national government that will bring the country down. It is the governors who are going to bring this country down. Mr. Speaker, my prayer is that the House Business Committee will find a way to bring the director of EACC, to bring the director of public prosecutions to tell us how far they have gone with the past recommendations that have been brought before them. Mr. Speaker, EACC sits in this committee, Public Accounts Committee. I'm not a member there, but when I go there, I see they sit there. They gain allowances, and then after that, reports are taken there. They have the live information, but governors are not arrested, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, 1 minute, Honorable Senator.
Like this, Mr. Speaker. Yes, Mr. Speaker, when the Senator of Tana River is speaking, I'm not speaking as Danson Mungatana, Dr. Danson Mungatana of Tana River. I am speaking as an elected senator of the Republic of Kenya. When you are called before the Public Accounts Committee, you are not going there because these people are just people. These are office holders, and governors must start thinking, must stop thinking that they are small gods, Mr. Speaker. These are people who are elected, just like us. They were elected
in fact in the same counties like us. Why are they thinking they are small gods? Mr. Speaker, is it because they are called His Excellency? What happened to these people? Some of them were sitting in this house. Can you actually sit behind a statement that says you should not account for the money the Senate is sending to your account? Mr. Speaker, we must bring them to order, and I pray the House Business Committee will support.
You're off record, Honorable Senator. Senator Addy.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for this opportunity, and I also want to thank you for the comment in the spirit that I've seen senators have started with here, where you indicated very well the non-adversarial relationship that should be between this House and the devolved units that we support as a House. From the onset, I want to actually support the motion in the House that these are some of the most important members of this House, men and women of valor, that I believe will do a good job in ensuring that this House works well for the people. But even as they do this, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge them, as they take the role of House Business Committee in this session, to actually prioritize the issues concerning devolution. And more particularly as we are heading almost towards that time that we are going to start seeing campaigns coming, they must prioritize reports of counties that are audited reports. Because I can assure you, Mr. Speaker, that the kind of graft that we are seeing in counties, Mr. Speaker, this is something that must be arrested by this House. I wish to see more reports from PAC and more reports from PIC being debated to this House, and if possible, being forwarded to EACC, being forwarded to ODPP, and being forwarded to DCI. Mr. Speaker, since 19th of January this year, Mr. Speaker, CPIC, where I sit, has been considering tons of reports. And Mr. Speaker, you find that the status of problems we are seeing in counties, Mr. Speaker, is worrying. Mr. Speaker, we had a WSP that has been operating without paying 25 million to employees for the last 2 years. We had municipalities that are operating without any form of independence in Migori County, Mr. Speaker. In Nyamira County, Mr. Speaker, we had reports that were presented to us where 32 million had been spent and water not provided. The entire budget of 2 years, Mr. Speaker, was spent on what is called feasibility study for 2 years. We had cases, Mr. Speaker, in Wajir, where the governor of Wajir was leading the Council of Governors, where for 3 years, the reports of an entity in county had not been represented, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if you allow me for 1 minute, I must say that I feel ashamed to associate with the chair of the Council of Governors.
Okay, 1 minute more.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I feel ashamed that the governor of Wajir, who is a member of ODM and the chair of Council of Governors, can start killing devolution for which Raila Amolo Odinga lived for, fought for, and died for. And now we've got members of ODM in that council, a corporate body that is not constitutional, a corporate body that is using public funds that kids should be able to go to school. Mr. Speaker, because corruption is fighting back, as a House, we must fight back 10 times harder. I support and I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wafula.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity and to welcome colleagues into this good year. Honorable Speaker, I want to join in to appreciate and congratulate those who have been nominated to be in the House Business Committee, and I'm looking forward to pushing the agenda of the House and the agenda of the people and to make the lives of Kenyans under devolution better. Honorable Speaker, I want to join members in condemning and castigating the self-proclaimed prophets of devolution who have decided to bake their own cake and have it at the expense of the poor Kenyan in the village. Honorable Speaker, I joined this park committee when my governor was invited. Very many gray areas were raised, and they were murmuring and stammering, not knowing which direction to flee to. Honorable Speaker, even in the same house, in the same committee, they went ahead to procure insurance cover for workers of Bungoma under a company called Britam and some broker. Our patients who are workers in the county suffered for several months without services. Our governor went ahead to assure us that they have brought on board a new insurance company called Jubilee. And when you go to the ground, my good Honorable Speaker, the same insurance company is not delivering to the people of Bungoma. And when you ask, Honorable Speaker, they don't want to appreciate that Kenyans pay taxes and the Senate is there to represent and work for the people. A matter was raised, Honorable Speaker, during that committee about ECD classes. Contractors given contracts, several classes. When you go down to Bungoma, to Mechimeru, to Tongareni Milima, to Bumula, to Kabuchai, to Kandui, classes are not in order. Children are sitting down. Glasses are not there. Ceiling boards are not there. Roofs are leaking. Millions of taxpayers' money can't be accounted for. And they have the audacity to lecture us and tell us what to do. Time is up for Kenyans to know that as much as we want the national government to be accountable, if we want to go to Malaysia, we fix our local devolution programs. We can't go to Singapore when ECD children are starving and yawning and people are taking off with their money. We can't go to where the president wants us to go if vocational training centers have no capitation. They don't have tools and materials. And yet people want to enjoy and ride in flags courtesy of our hard work in the Senate. I want to tell my governor in Bungoma, time is up. You have either to shape up or to ship out.
Senator Osoti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I quickly want to support the members who have been selected in this committee. They are competent, and I'm sure they are going to deliver as members of the committee. Mr. Speaker, you are aware that the two committees of Park and Peak have been working extremely hard for the last 1 month, some even doing 6 meetings a day, Mr. Speaker, trying to catch up with the deadline of 31st of March. I would wish, and I want to request you, Mr. Speaker, as the chair of the Senate Business Committee, to give the reports that are going to be generated from this engagement priority. If possible, the last 2 weeks before the close of the month in March, we need to spend our quality time looking through the audited reports for all our counties, so that some of these issues members are raising, which are going to be contained in that report, can be discussed to the details. Mr. Speaker, while saying that, as the chair of CPIC, I'm very disappointed with a statement that came from COG in Kilifi, purport that our engagement with the county governors is harassment, intimidation, and extortion. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you that you have come out very strongly to condemn that, and that is what Senate should do. We have also made a decision as a committee that any governor who will fail to appear before us, number one, we are going to surcharge him for the expenses of the committee, including the expenses of our partners, COG, COB, Treasury, and EACC who sit among us. Number two, we are going to recommend to this House the stoppage of funds. Because, Mr. Speaker, you cannot have your cake and eat it. You cannot expect us to appropriate money to your counties and you do not want accountability. If you do not want accountability, then you will not get funds. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, we have proposed that we will proceed and process the reports as processed by the Auditor General and make our recommendations about those counties. So we are very firm on that, and that is what we are going to do and bring the report here. Mr. Speaker, as I even say that, some of us are being threatened by our own county governors. Mr. Speaker, my governor appeared before Park Committee, where I'm not a member, and the issue of 5 million housewarming came up. Then when they went...
1 minute, Honorable Senator.
When they went on the ground, Mr. Speaker, they held a political rally where CECs, whole CECs standing up and saying they are going to beat up the Senate. I have no business with what happened in Park. I am not the one who raised the issue of 5 million. And they are saying they are going to beat me up, they are going to kill me. Mr. Speaker, it is a high time that we have a motion, and I want to encourage this committee that we are appointing today to bring a motion to name some governors for their conduct against the Senate, including the chair of COG, who, Mr. Speaker, ironically, he wants to become a senator. How can he become a senator when he's condemning Senate, Mr. Speaker? The chair of health, who is notorious for not appearing in committees, he wants to become a senator, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think we need to come out strongly as a Senate to condemn this attempt to try.
Senator Thangwa. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As I contribute to support this motion, Mr. Speaker, I must say that we thank God that we are back. To some of us being here, it's a miracle, Mr. Speaker, because of what we encountered during the recess. That is chaos, tear gas, guns, and all that, Mr. Speaker. But we are happy that we are back. Mr. Speaker, I want to congratulate the members of SBC committee. And I want to request them, Mr. Speaker, that they should prioritize any business that concerns counties, Mr. Speaker. Any motion that comes that concerns a certain governor in his county, they should give priority to those motions, Mr. Speaker. And I also would want to suggest, because we invite the CSs to come in front of this Senate and stand over there and we ask them questions, why can't we invite these governors, Mr. Speaker? A governor to come and stand there, especially that chair COG, to come and explain to the country whatever he said, which is unfairly castigating this Senate, Mr. Speaker. We should invite them. And Mr. Speaker, I was asking myself after watching this governor talk, I was asking him, what was easier to say? Was it for him to say they will no longer come to the Senate or they will no longer give bribes? I mean, Mr. Speaker, it could have been easier to say that we will no longer give money, but we will come. But they are saying they don't want to come to the Senate because they know what they have done. They know they are corrupt. They know they have stolen. So it is up to this Senate now to show these governors that this is the constitutional forum, that they should appear before us, answer the questions, Mr. Speaker, and of course, for those who have stolen, we show them where they're supposed to be, Mr. Speaker. I support. Senator Beatrice.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the chance. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support the motion before us and to say that the names of the honorable senators that have been proposed for the House Business Committee are equal to the task. Honorable Speaker, it is also important that this country, everybody be in the knowledge that governors are the actual enemies of devolution. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we even have governors who want to decide when to come to Senate, when to come to our committees, and when not to come, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the duty we are doing here is not a choice that we have. It is a constitutional duty, just as the governors also have a constitutional duty. Honorable Speaker, when we are debating on funds that go to the counties, I always see we sit here up to even midnight. And at those points, the governors are always very keen on what the Senate is doing. Honorable Speaker, we need to tell the governors that they cannot have their cake and eat it. Because, Honorable Speaker, there are times we have seen even Treasury affirm that all disbursements have been given to the counties. And yet we have counties where workers go for even over 2 months without pay, Honorable Speaker. Then do the governors expect us to be quiet over that? Excellencies, governors, if that is how you want us to refer to you, you must come to the Senate committees because the Senate has work to do. We want the governors to do their work as is expected, and when they do it, the Senate committees must also oversight the counties on what they do, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as we sit here, there are counties that are even going to be auctioned. And the Kenyans you do not expect that Senate can be quiet over some of those things. Honorable Speaker, the governors must come, and we encourage all committees.
Senator from Nairobi.
Chair, did I hear right, or did we all hear right? How is it possible to auction a county? That's very dire. I wish that Senator Ogola can give some more, shed some light on which county this is under threat of auction.
Honorable Speaker, there are counties that are not even able to pay their salaries and they get loans from banks. And those loans are commercial loans. If the counties don't pay for those loans, what do the banks do? Soon we'll be seeing counties that are going to be auctioned. And we are waiting to see which counties are going to be auctioned, as we say. Honorable Speaker, all what we are saying, that as per Article 96, the Senate has a duty to perform. And for governors who do not want to be oversighted, kindly step aside and let Kenyans who can do that.
Senator Mundigi.
Asante Bwana Spika kwa kunipa nafasi niweze kuchangia mjadala ya wale watu wamechaguliwa, wale watakuwa tuongoza vile Senate hii itakuwa nafanya kazi kwa hii muhula ya kutoka siku ya leo. Ya pili Bwana Spika, mimi napinga governors wale walikutana juzi na kusema sisi hatufai kuwaita katika Senate. Kwa sababu Bwana Spika, juzi tu tukiongezea pesa usiku na mchana walikuwa nasema vile pesa ni kidogo, na wakati tumewapatia pesa wanavaa hiyo pesa iweze kufanya kazi masinani kwa sababu ya devolution. Na pia Bwana Spika, nakumbuka ile kazi wanaitwa na kamati zote ni kujibu maswali ambaye sisi yenyewe masenators tumewapatia pesa, naye yule mtu ako pale auditor general ambaye mwenyewe anaenda anaangalia, anamwambia ni hii na hii, lete hii na hii, alafu anashindwa kujibu na ameandika barua. Kwa hiyo governors wote waweze kuwa wakiwa wanaitwa wakuje wajibu maswali, kwa sababu tunafanya kazi ya devolution. Na kama si tulipitisha, na pia nataka niwafahamishe pia CS mpaka siku ya Jumatano huwa anakuja kujibu. Sasa governors wale tumewatetea na pesa ya devolution ni wakina nani ambaye wanaweza kusia sisi Bwana Speaker tuweze kuwauliza maswali, na ile maswali imeonekana na auditor general. Kwa hivyo Bwana Speaker, mimi naunga mkono yangu ni kuomba tu kama kuna uwezo, kwa sababu kamati ya PAC iko na kazi nyingi ya kuangalia makaratasi na muda ni mdogo. Kama kuna uwezo Bwana Speaker, kama kuna vile inaweza fanywa ukute, kama kuna kuwa na kamati kama hizo, igawanywe kila kamati iwe kamati kama 4, ndio iweze kuangalia kutoka juu mpaka chini, ndio tuweze kuangalia vile pesa yetu ya devolution inafanya kazi. Kwa sababu hata tukisema tunaenda Singapore ama pahali nyingine itakuwa ni ngumu, kwa sababu wale governors wako na sida zao. Pia nasuka sana juu ya governor ambaye ni wadharakanithi kusimama na kusema akitu atakuja tena, angesema atakuja aweze kupata za mtema kuni, na ninashindwa pia, tunasikia hata kiti ya seneta. Kwa hivyo ningeomba hii senate tuweze kukaa chini, tuweze kuangalia vile miaka 5 itakuwa gavana akae nje ndio aweze kuchaguliwa seneta, ndio aweze kuangaliwa mahesabu yake. Kwa hivyo Bwana Spika, mimi naunga hayo yote mkono. Kwa hivyo governors, mpaka mkumbali muwe mkijibu maswali yote. Asante Bwana Spika.
Senator Omtata.
Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you for the opportunity to address this House. I stand to support this motion. I'm a bit disturbed by the kind of picture I'm reflecting out there. I look different on the screen from what I saw when I look into my mirrors. Whoever is responsible for that needs to shake up and fix that image. That's a very bad image of me. I've never seen anything like this. Mr. Speaker, sir, I support the motion, and I think the people who have been elected, who have been selected to the committee, are able to the task. As for the question of the governors saying that they don't want to appear, I think it's a question of the rule of law. We are not going to allow the rule of the jungle to take over. The law, by law, they are required to appear. If they have got any issues, the law gives them remedies that they can pursue. And I would like to remind them that if you look at the pecking order, senators are very high up the pecking order from governors. So it's very painful for a junior fellow to say he's going to disobey, not to appear before somebody to whom he reports. So I would request that whoever's made that statement may have made it in error, and we retain that the law requires them to appear, and they will appear and explain themselves. Those with any grievances can look for reliefs within the same law. With those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, sir, I support the motion on the floor. Thank you.
May the mover proceed to reply, if he's present. If not, then I'll proceed to put the question, honorable senators. Senator Munigi, kindly take your seat. Clerk, before I put the question, do we have the requisite quorum? Sergeant at Arms, kindly ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes. Clerk, do you have quorum? Okay, honorable senators will now proceed to put the question. The pursuant to Standing Orders 190 and 199(3), the Senate approves the following senators nominated to serve in the Senate Business Committee for the 5th session, in addition to the Speaker of the Senate, who pursuant to Standing Order 191 shall be the chairperson of the committee, and the Senate Majority Leader, the Senate Minority Leader, the Senate Majority Whip, and the Senate Minority Whip, together with the following honorable senators. 1, Senator Ali Ibrahim Roba, EGH MP. Senator Fatuma Adan Dulo, CBS MP. Senator Wakili Hilary Kiprotich Sigei, CBS MP. Senator Mohamed Munyihaji Faki, CBS MP. Senator Veronica Maina, CBS MP. Senator Shakila Abdallah Mohamed, MP. Senator Crystal Kigehi Asige, MP. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now, Senator Rice. There being no other business on the order paper, the Senate stands adjourned until tomorrow, Wednesday, 11th of February 2026 at 9:30 a.m. Thank you.